Certified MMALock's official UFC Oklahoma Slate full card recap. We're going to be breaking down everything right now. As you guys already know, our revenue for this card was 51.67 units. Of the revenue, 51.67 units, we only managed to keep 24.27 units. Unfortunately, I know everyone's going to be like, y'all did plenty. Y'all already intook so much units of net profit. Don't be greedy. I know that. So I'm happy that we're greening. I'm happy that this is a 2-week win streak. What I'm not happy about is 6 of the 18 lays we missed by one leg. One leg. Multiple of them I'll go through were by a couple seconds. Just painful, man. And then, let's break it down. Let's break it down with the BetOnline SGPs first. So for BetOnline, we were 14 units deep for this one. I took a stab at RJ Harris by submission. I really liked his front series choke. I really like how he just sticks his long form over. But unfortunately, that read I still think was a very solid read. It's just unfortunate that Hines, without the sauce, without the steroids, he has zero durability. If it was more of a standing striking match and then one of them gets tired, goes for a takedown, RJ Harris by submission would have fully been live. But unfortunately, or fortunately for RJ Harris, he got the knockout on the feet. Quick ground and pound, that was a phenomenal UFC debut for him. And he was underdog, and we had him. Now we're going to go on to the more disappointments, right? Christian Leroy Duncan by KO was promised to us 3,000 years ago. I don't know how he did not get the KO. I do know how. A little bit too much spinning. A little too much dynamic movements. If he just kept to his basics and, hard right down the pipe, straight shots, a little bit more control instead of his fancy dynamicnism. But, that is what he's known for, That elbow caught Cannonier clean for that spinning elbow. If he just kept a little bit, his pace a little bit more, if he didn't just empty his gas tank in round 1 trying to find the finish off dynamic stuff, I'm pretty positive he would have found the KO over Cannonier. Cannonier was looking very hittable. If CLD conserved the gas tank, he would have gone the knockout. And then this next disappointment, man. Alden Coria by knockout. Over 3.5 minutes. I thought this was promised to us. I saw Alden Coria really lighting up Stuart Nickel. And Nickel was looking to be out of it on the feet. Almost there was multiple opportunities. And guess what Alden Coria does on a submission specialist? He shoots. Almost gets guillotined himself. That was a terrible look, man. Yeah, dude, my very main plays for this card, I had overexposure because it was my max play. I had an overexposure on Courier by finish, and then CLD by finish as well. Those two, if somebody put a gun to my head at the very beginning of the video and asked me who were my most confident picks, I would have definitely picked CLD, and I definitely would have picked Alden Courier. They both win, but they didn't win in the method that I really expected them to, because the finish was there for both of them, yeah. By the time Courier fought and he didn't get the finish, I think my inner circle was already down minus 14 units, somewhere around there. I exposed a lot of this because I believed wholeheartedly it was a good spot, and my plays are aggressive, and we still came up 24 units off of losing our max play of 14 units. Nobody does it like me, man. Yeah, and then what lay do we miss as well? Oh, another one of the legs and positions that I chose was Hooper Ramirez fight to end over 2.5 minutes and under 9.5 minutes. Looking at it now, I still think it's super sharp, man. It's just unfortunate. I knew the lay was cooked the moment I saw Hooper got a takedown within like the first, 40 seconds. Hooper on the ground is a different animal. His chin might be suspect, but Hooper's BJJ skills is, I don't want to say second to none, but it's definitely top of the division. And yeah, dude, Hooper on the ground, man. Like the moment Ramirez got taken down and started getting controlled, gave up his back, I was like, all right, this leg is cooked. But we actually got a little bit closer than I expect. We needed over 2.5 rounds. I think we were 12 to 15 seconds away from that actually hitting. Unfortunate. A lay that we actually did well on is Klein to win over 7.5 minutes plus most significant strikes. That leg was extremely free. I think that was like a minus 180 leg. A Klein decision was minus 175, so that was value for me, because if there was a late finish, we wouldn't have been cooked. But unfortunately, Unfortunately, COD and Coria could not come through for us. So parlay number 1, parlay number 2 was a bust. Parlay number 3, we had Klein on the over. That one was green. COD, most significant strikes on the over. That was also green. Unfortunately, we got robbed by DDP. We got robbed. DDP did not get the finish, and then Usman did not get the takedown. I was very surprised on that one. And then another delay that we also had was COD ML moneyline significant strikes, Coria moneyline over 7.5, Klein moneyline over 7.5, most significant strikes. That was so easy. That was a beautiful lay, man. Like that, I want to call this. I'm gonna eventually build this up. I'm gonna call it the chalk parlay, and then I'm gonna be picking like money lines plus over unders that I really like. You know, a little bit of chalk hurts nobody. But that lay failed at most takedowns for Usman. Usman, in my opinion, he definitely got a takedown in that fight. It just wasn't scored, and then we were robbed. That's it. I think that pretty much... the very final leg that I also had was Bashi by sub and Bashi 1 takedown. Bashi got the got the takedown, but no sub. He's a little small for this one, man. Like, seeing this fight versus Delgado, it really put into perspective. Bashi's an animal. Bashi's always going to keep going forward, always pursue the takedowns, you know, but at this weight class, like, I was expecting Bashi to be able to control Delgado a little bit more. Unfortunately, that's not how it played out. And then, yeah, DDP did not get the finish. Alright, that covers all of our BetOnline slips. We lost 8 out of 8 BetOnline slips, and several of them we lost by 1 leg. Just unfortunate to see, man. It's unfortunate to see. But Underdog, Underdog helped us a lot. For our parlay number 1, we had Ziona Barbosa under 29.5 significant strikes, cash easy. I think she got like 5. Alberto Montes over 29.5 significant strikes, that cash easy as well. I know Tommy McMillan's a monster machine for the striking, but he gets hit a lot, so that was my read. Chase Hooper under 7.5 minutes, that was free. That one cashed for a plus 6.95 units on top. This was so disappointing. I had 14.4 units on CLD and Courier by KO. Look what happened. Yeah, move on. Parlay number 4, this one hit us for 13 units. We had Diona Barbosa under 14.5 significant strikes round 1. Tommy McMillan over 24.5 round 1. And then we had Dricus Duplessis under 100.99 fantasy points. I thought this was a really good lay, and it worked out. 2 units on this returned 13 units. No amplifier on this. This was just a straight 6.5x. Can't complain, that's huge plus money for 30 legs. Every single one of these looked free. Dricus Duplessis, if he had to finish, as long as he didn't finish, I think the mathematics was, if he didn't finish in round 1 and round 2, we would have cashed the lay, regardless of decision or a later finish. So I thought the 100 fantasy points was a little bit high, so we took the under on that. McMillan over round strikes was free. Diona Barbosa under was free. Parlay number 5, and this was really disappointing, man, because parlay number 5 to number 8, the Diona Barbosa leg cash, the Alberto Montes leg cash, Felipe Franco leg cash, and Levi Rodriguez leg cash. I thought this was such a sharp read, man, because Felipe Franco, I thought he would get the finish and he would lay some ground and pound on him, and the strike count for him would go over. And I also thought Levi Rodriguez would be taken down and held, so he wouldn't be able to land too many shots, so it would go the under. So I picked an over and an under for the same fight, and I was right. You know what failed us? Alvin Hines and RJ Harris. Alvin Hines simply could not absorb as many strikes off the sauce. That literally costed us 4 legs, because I was fully expected this fight to end in rounds 1 and round 2. I was really leaning towards the end of round 1 or the start of round 2. So in my head, it's like plenty of time to get these strike counts on both very hittable guys. But the durability of Hines is just absolutely 0 if he's not on the sauce. And that costed us 4 lays. That costed us, I want to say 1, 2, 2, 3. That costed us 3 units. Not that big of a deal, right? 3 units is okay to lose. But the most disgusting thing that we lost was all of them were on a 6.5x amplifier. So those 3 units would have returned us a whopping 19.5. Yeah, 19.5 units return. Unfortunate to see, because I remember seeing the live counter. They had Alvin Hines significant strikes on 21, same as Harris, like in the 20s, 21s. And then by the time the UFC stats updated, they took away the 5 significant strikes. So our over 17.5 and over 20.5 just did not hit. Very sad to see, man, because that ground and pound was real. You know, those were shots. If you watch back, it's more than 17 strikes. But, you know, unfortunate. And that concludes it for all the underdog slips. For our sleeper slips. Oh, yeah, this was the big boy right here. This was our early prelims cash out opportunity. For every single one of these cards, I like to make 1 to 2 early prelims cash out opportunities. Just so, you know, we get money back in our pockets so we feel good about the rest of the card. I don't know about you, but I don't know about you, but I'm here to win, and I'm here to not to lose. You know, some people are here to survive or something like you. You do you. I'm here to win. I like to feel safe about my net profit and just enjoy the card because I'm still a fan of the sport at the end of the day. And, you know, I usually run about 25 units of cards, somewhere around there, give or take 5. So at the end of the day, I kind of just want to see my units back in my account so I know that I'm safe, I can enjoy the card. We had Franco by finish, Macmillan over 53.5 significant strikes, and Barbosa sub. Barbosa sub happened within the first minute. Franco finish happened within the first 7.5, I think it was second round. And then Macmillan literally hit 250 significant strikes. We only need the over 53. I thought that was a great spot. I used a 60% sleeper promo boost on this. So we ended up getting 31.72 units return for 2 unit risk. I thought that was beautiful. That was the bulk of our profits all in one parlay. The second parlay that I had, or first parlay for better, is going to be JPL by finish. That one didn't cash. But this was his finish slip. He had all the opportunity, but Ko's chin is a little bit more durable than I thought. I thought if JPL was able to land his head kick, which he did try multiple times, I think he landed one, but not like a full power. There was one he swung with a lot of power. Ko saw that coming, ducked underneath it, and dodged it. If he didn't dodge him, I thought that was close, man. I thought that was close. I was really looking at this. I was like, oh my gosh, am I going to get a band right now on JPL finish? I had Chase Hooper under significant strikes. That was beautiful. Jared Cannonier under significant strikes. Everyone was on the over. I knew Cannonier's output isn't that much, and he's going to look to wrestle CLD. He's not going to have much success. He had much more success than I thought, but the significant strike count still cashed. JPL by finish, I thought this was the very best spot on the market. We got it at plus 425 before the 25% better promo. That was the best odds for JPL finish on the whole entire market. If you looked at any other sports book, JPL by finish was about plus 300, plus 310. We got JPL by plus 425 by finish. JPL won at the end of the day. That made me like, I should have taken money line, but at the same time, you gotta take the odds sometimes, you know? Like, you gotta take stuff that you see will happen and you believe in it confidently compared to the odds that are given. I didn't see much value in JPL moneyline, even though that was the one that cashed. I thought JPL by finish at plus 425 was so much more liable, you know. But you know, I was really happy to see JPL win, and that pretty much concludes it. Revenue 51.67 units, profit 24.27 units, 3 out of 18 lays hit, 6 out of 18 lays missed by 1 leg. We still came up green. This is the second week win streak. We're going into our 3rd week win streak. I hope you guys are part of CertifiedMMALock's inner circle so y'all can win.